Today, I want to introduce you to some tiny but mighty workers inside our bodies called TET proteins. You've probably heard that our bodies are made up of trillions of cells. Well, inside every cell, there's a set of instructions, like a recipe book, that tells the cell what to do. This recipe book is called DNA. It decides everything from your eye color to how your heart beats. But here's the thing. Sometimes not all the recipes should be active all the time. For example, a skin cell shouldn't act like a brain cell, right? So the body has a way to turn off certain instructions when they are not needed. It's kind of like putting sticky notes on pages you don't want to read right now. One thing that body does is by adding tiny chemical tags onto the DNA. You can think of them as do not read stickers. This process is super important for keeping our cells organized and healthy. Here in the red circle shows how these chemical taggers looks like in real life. Now, sometimes the body needs to remove these stickers, maybe because a cell needs to grow, to repair itself, or just simply fight off disease. That's where TET proteins come in. TET proteins are like tiny erasers. They carefully remove the do not read stickers from the DNA when needed. This allows the right instructions to be read at the right time. Without TET proteins, the wrong recipe might be hidden, or bad recipes might stay active, and that can cause serious problems, like cancer. So imagine if the editor of a newspaper stopped doing their job. Suddenly, headlines might be wrong, stories could be mixed up, and everything would get confusing. The same thing happens in our cells if TET proteins aren't working properly. Scientists have found that when TET proteins don't do their job, cells can get confused. These might lead to diseases like cancer or problems with how our bodies develop. On the other hand, if we understand TET proteins better, we might find new ways to treat these diseases. That's exciting. Right now, researchers are studying TET proteins to answer big questions like, hey, can we use them to help fight diseases? Or how do they interact with other parts of the cell? Could they help us regenerate damaged tissues? It's like we've just discovered a new tool in our body's toolbox, and we're still figuring out all the ways to use it. So the next time you think about how amazing our bodies are, remember the tiny editors, the TET proteins, are now working behind the scenes to keep everything running smoothly. They may be small, but their impact is huge. Thank you.